and happy days, absolute happy days, wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful memories. So, you know, we used to go visiting her, and then we go up to another couple of aunties that lived at the top of Cross Lane in Frampton Street and Cottrell Street. We used to go there nearly every Sunday, and then on to Sunday school at Windsor Institute. And happy days, absolute happy days, wonderful, wonderful memories.
When I have a caravan up in Wales, and we're up there most weekends. An old guy, he's retired up there, and he's 97. He's worked in Salford all his life. And when I see him on site, I go, "All right, old Salford." He goes, "All right, young Salford," like that. And I says, "Anyway, I'm going home now," I said. "Back to Salford." He always says, "Salford, capital of the world." Capital of the world.
Yeah, Langworthy. Yeah, but Woodhay Street, yeah. That's where all my cousins were brought up there.
Has this map just jogged your memory for
It has, definitely.
Where did your Uncle Fred live?
I think it was one of these end ones here. I'm not too sure. I think it was that one.
And as you remember it, was that like separated off before the Chimney Pot Park, or was it?
Yeah, it was always. It was walking distance from Athol Street across to there. It wasn't too bad.
What years did you live there around here then, on Athol?
I was born in '61 and I left in 1964 when I was 3. Yeah.
Did you like it round there then? Did you?
It was, well, from what I can remember, yeah.
Why did you move?
It was, I think it was because my mum had 3 kids and we needed a bigger property.
Right.
And she was told about Little Holton being in the green belt. So we all moved to Little Holton. And now I'm trying to move away from Little Holton. I'm trying to move to Wales.
How long have you been in Little Holton?
From being 3-year-old till present day.
So there's another new community up there, is there?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yes, it's at the moment it's not a place. Well, put it this way, it's not something you'd be proud of, saying that you lived in Little Holton.
What was it like going from the streets to way out to Little Holton then?
Oh, entirely different. It was a different world.
Yeah.
Entirely different world, because it was all farmland.
Yeah.
Everything was farmland. You could go out and you could play. There was no big estates like this. It was just a couple of estates, and everything was farmland.
Can you tell us something about Sutton Flats? They weren't high-rise.
No, they were. When they were built in 1934-35, they were built for 4 people, basically, 4 families.
Right.
My father was lucky enough to get one. He said then, when he got it, he would never move out. They would move him out of the box, which they did do.
Well, what was so good about living there?
The good thing about it was that they had hot water, inside toilets, bathrooms, all modern facilities really.
Yeah.
Drying rooms, built on the block. They were a 4-storey block.
Yeah.
What you call pram sheds, another block outside, small block of sheds. You each had your own shed and you put your pram in. They were later used for coal, of course, which is inevitable, as coal sheds.
Yeah.
But they had, on the flats themselves, they had a playground, a netted-in playground. They had a football pitch.
Yeah.
And the gates on the Sutton estate were closed off at night at a certain time. So very little traffic, of course, then, but no vehicles could go on at that time.
Yeah. So
they had their own porters on the flats, the cleaners and this sort of thing. They decorated the flats regularly on an annual basis, working their way around. They had their own decorators.
Right.
Electrician who did all the electrical work. Plumbers did their own plumbing. So it worked as a unit. Given that they had 700 and odd flats on the Sutton flats, and it was dealt with all internally.
Right.
All work.
So what was when you looked across the street? What could you see? Were there terrace streets all around you?
Well, I was lucky. From our window, we looked onto Seedley Road, where was the Co-op building, the Co-op shops, and the row of terrace shops, and behind those terrace houses, going down to on Langworthy Road and the like.
Right.
But it was very excellent. We had a little garden area in front of our block.
Yeah. But were you aware that you were better off than other people? That other people had less to be happy about?
No, in actual fact, at the time, no, I didn't. I think we grew up in a nice group of people some of whom came from the terraced houses, and it was a good mix of people, of friends, and a very happy time actually. But I cannot recall thinking the terraced houses were worse off than me. I can't think of that.
No?
At that time.
Some flats then, please.
They've been rebuilt, haven't they? What certain flats now?
Some flats have been knocked down, and new houses have been put up in the place, within the same area, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think they run on the same basis though.
No.
I mean, you didn't get any debt, for instance. Rent had to be paid every Monday. If it wasn't paid, the superintendent came knocking on your door, what's the problem? And sorted it out at that point. So you didn't build up debts.
No.
If you're the superintendent used to walk around every night, and if you saw children playing out after a certain time, you'd take them in, get them in, otherwise you're out. Simple as that.
So
they were very controlled.
They had rules, yeah.
Very strong, very strict rules. Very strict rules. But we were very, very happy indeed. Very happy.
Right. Okay.
This is South Africa. They had a museum where they were moved from and built on those ideas. Lawrence next door, he's the one that's done it. Yeah, that's really good. If you want to put a blog on.
With it. We moved about 6.
And all those, didn't it?
I was born on Ladywell Flats. Old or New Road, was born there.
Yeah.
Then we moved over to near Devonshire Road, where Old Hospital is. And then they put the motorway there, so they pulled the house down and it goes to Salford Precinct. And we had a fantastic house there at Eccles. We had a 4-bedroomed house, and they moved us to a block of flats in Salford Precinct because they pulled the house down for the motorway. There were 7 of us, and they moved us to a flat in Salford Precinct. And then they moved us from Salford Precinct to Langworthy Road. Langworthy.
Just they've gone back to your mum's house where they moved you to, and that's gone now. Wasn't it? Well, his school's still there. We just went to Tootle Drive.
My first school I went to, but it's beautiful. If you've ever been into, have you ever been into Tootle Drive? It's fantastic because on the outside it just looks like a building, but on the inside it's all open, isn't it? And the playground's in the middle, and the school sort of goes around, and they have canopies around the building. And you go as you go into the school. It's all canopies. Old times, I remember that. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Park Road here, and my nan lived in one of these houses here, and apparently the bomb dropped. It was about here. Even still today, the road still sort of sinks. They keep tarmacking it, and you can still see the dome because the soil's not compacted, but the bulge in the floor still, and the road still comes there. It was just the face in the park. I remember all the swings used to be here and everything, and that's Chimney Pot Park. That's beautiful park, yeah. What, are they opening that or?
No, that's
right, Chimney Pot. Yeah, it doesn't look like it used to. God, things about the parks. When we was at school here, they found our school kids when we was at Hull High. They found about £5,000 hidden in a bag in the bushes. A couple of lads from school, and there'd been a bank robbery, and the guys had hidden it in the bushes, and a couple of our lads found it. From the school. I know they did though, and it was a lot of money there. They got something. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, a couple of grand, about £3,000. Nice to meet you.
They had rules, yeah.
Very strong, very strict rules. Very strict rules. But we were very, very happy indeed. Very happy.
Right.